Hi there, it's Wellness Wednesday. I hope you're well. Just need to turn my aircon down because it's a bit noisy. I'm in my car, as you can see, and I am working on the run today. Many parents do that, I think. So I had a Zoom call with New York, São Paulo, and Sydney at 8 a.m. this morning, which means I had to be very, very organized this morning to get my everyone ready and the little one into daycare and the bigger one ready for school, and myself organized, and I did the Zoom call in my car in the school car park. So it went well, thankfully, and then I was able to go for a run on the Strand. Yesterday, I had a spare moment of thinking, and I was thinking to myself, what's the opposite of a digital nomad? Digital nomad is a really common term now to describe people who work from anywhere in the world. But I'm not exactly enjoying a nomadic existence since I became a mum of two small kids. I had to give up my nomadic lifestyle pretty much in 2017. But interestingly, in Australia right now, the term digital nomad is coming up a lot in business media, in publications, and there's certainly a lot of press and freelance journalists writing articles about digital nomads. And there was a call out a few weeks ago about stories of great places to live in Australia for digital nomads. And I proposed Townsville, where I live, and I explained the reasons why. Townsville is a good place for digital nomads to live. And generally, digital nomads travel and they come and stay for a few weeks, a few months. They integrate into the community. They work on whatever they're working around the world, and then they move on to the next place. Now, North Queensland in winter is a fantastic place to go for a run on the Strand at 10 o'clock in the morning. So it's a good place also to then do some work. So, you can sit and by the beach and do your emails and write letters and write presentations, and you can do Zoom calls from your car. So, yeah, I would the opposite, by the way, of a digital nomad, which is for a person that has had to settle down, is called a digital settler. So that was my learning for yesterday. And I've realized now that I am a digital settler, someone who still works digitally all over the world, but who has actually had to settle down and be in one place. So, um, zooming off to different places early in the morning or late in the evening has become my life since moving back to Australia almost 3 years ago. So, but it is great to be able to do that. And as I was running along the Strand, I saw a crocodile warning sign. So I took a picture of that because more and more Southerners are coming to live in North Queensland since COVID, because let's face it, North Queensland is one of the most COVID-free places on the planet, thank God and touch wood. But it means there's other hazards to be mindful of, such as crocodiles and stingers and sharks and so on and so forth. So if you are coming to live in Townsville as a digital nomad or as another kind of a settler, please be mindful that we have crocodiles in the beautiful ocean. That's a health warning. What else? So I wanted to mention about managing expectations and practicing acceptance and non-resistance to things we can't control. So if you've seen any of my posts the last few days, you'll know that um, my husband has gone away for 5 weeks. And as he was leaving, he's like, oh, will you be okay? And all this stuff. And I'm just like, yes, yes, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. Because I have to look at this 5 weeks as a challenge to myself to know that there's going to be hard days and challenging days, and I'm going to be tired. But equally, I need to be optimistic about it, or else it will just be challenging for the girls as much as myself, logistics wise. So, hence last night I had to get super, super organized to get everyone ready, and the kids start mucking around and don't want to go to bed. And when one's got a sore tooth and the other one needs to go to the toilet, and then one comes out crying saying that they're lonely and can you pat me? And then the night before is a mummy, can I sleep in your bed? I'm feeling lonely. And so you go through all of this parenting bedtime rigmarole. And when there's two of you, you can kind of tag team. When there's one of you, it's all on you. And when you've got a lot of stuff to do in the evening, when kids go to bed, often that's productive working time for me. Then thinking to myself, just please go to bed, please go to bed. I've got so much to do. But last night, I knew they were going to keep pushing. It's night number 2 without daddy home. So keep pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing. And I can feel my frustration, and I call it ogre energy. I don't know if you have ogre energy sometimes, when you feel yourself about to turn into an ogre and you want to kind of like scream your head off, but you have to try and control yourself. And I was thinking it's quite funny because modern parenting says, we're there for our children and we nurture their needs and everything. But in fact, what tends to happen is we let our children control us a lot more than we control them. And equally, my generation, as in any of us probably over our 30s and 40s, had parents had a lot more control over us. So you just did what you were told. You didn't question it. You got into bed, you stayed in your room, or else, basically. Whereas now there's this constant stream, mommy, 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 and your heart's breaking, going, oh, you poor thing. You're trying to be empathetic. But it's really challenging because I was there with the girls and I knew one had sore teeth and one's feeling lonely and they're both missing dad, but I've still got a lot of things to do. So I'm having to mentally manage my expectations as to what I can do. But then also, I had been re-listening to an Eckhart Tolle podcast this week talking about acceptance and non-resistance to things you can't control. And I can't control this situation in the way that an ogre probably would, but I need to be fully present in it, because the more they can feel I'm not present, the more they're going to push and the longer it's going to take, and the outcome will end up being worse, meaning I'll end up getting upset, they'll end up getting upset, so on. So I have to make a mental shift. I'm going to be fully present, fully commit to this and stay here as long as I need to. And I be calm and I practice breathing and I practice non-resistance. And then hopefully they'll practice non-resistance and together we'll all wind down. So this is kind of what happened in the end. So after an hour of bedtime antics, I decided to surrender completely, accept the fact that there was nowhere else I could be, and just be there with them. And then eventually, by 9:10, when I went back downstairs, they were both in their beds snoring their heads off. So I won, and I still got done the things I needed to do and was ready for today. So that was a little lesson and a good time for me to practice acceptance and non-resistance to things I can't control, and to use this time optimistically to help me navigate 5 weeks of single parenting, 5 weeks of managing my expectations, my clients' expectations, and to still keeping well and keeping healthy and looking after myself. So those are some lessons. So watch out for crocs. Try to be good to yourself. It is a busy time of year, and to take care wherever you are. Love you lots. Thanks for watching. See you soon. Bye.